The alphabet is a symbols system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space. Hi. See, what I was trying to tell you about the economics, how a language needs to come up through your typewriter. You have a typewriter. And I keep trying to tell you that there's just two types here to be found on the planet. Well, why do you think we call it typewriter? Boy, if you knew. I tried to tell you, see, if you knew about your language, if you're speaking English, you're in it now, babe. You're in the modern world, right? And you're handling these things, even the cruddy, the cruddy language and the history and the education and what we're supposed to believe about what has gone on according to But see, we can still know by way of word of mouth, maybe no, but really it's eye to eye. See, that's really the real way that we have stayed in contact with real history. But see, it's about programming. Now, that word programming, see, the word grammar is in there, perhaps, programmer. You just now you want to you want to go with slurs a lot. You just listen to it. Programmer. Well, we know grammar as your language, and so getting back to trying to open up and player one and player two of the video game here, which involves it involves language, it does, and the huge influence is now I dare say the white race, which is I'm talking intergalactically now. Okay, so there's the space beings that they would like us to get free a little bit to start playing the game at least, right? Because it's here. What is it, Shauna? How do we know? Well, people talk about the game of Monopoly, right? Like, what exactly is that? It's the game of Monopoly, like I'm talking about. So there's a big question. Well, who runs this fucking game? Well, it's certainly not the human being. See, there's two types. The one that mainly chugs for the alien system. Now, you know your alien system, right? I'm going to get into your language now. Aliens. Yes, they want to know if we come in contact with aliens, but if you use your capitalized letters, if you were on the sheep's team, you would say, we don't really know what alien means, because it's hard to know an alien anyway. I mean, we don't even have a word for it. We'll just call it, well, it looks like a snail, but it got upright and started walking. It's like, well, yeah, that's alien. We'll try but no. The real word, we know what a lie is. Okay, we know what lies are. And that's how you capitalize things. It's, excuse me, right there. I'm capitalizing whatever I want. This is actually to hang on to something I think I'm being stolen from here, because somebody's trying to make me believe that aliens are there. What if there are extraterrestrials? And we talk about that. And that's two different words, and we'll say it's just packed. The place is packed full of extraterrestrials. Amazing. And we don't know that. We don't even register the 0.02% of what possible intelligences we could be, as far as getting in accordance, like harmonizing with them, instead of, it's called, there's a difference between harmonic and demonic. You know what I mean? Instead of having dogs, they're well trained and very specific to their duties and stuff, they just have a robot dog there, right? I mean, whatever, but everything was here already. So lies came in. If you can't see it, see, this is what you have to do. If you want to see something trippy happen to your iPhone, I would love to tell the story and have it go to Patreon and say, but you can't hear the story until you give me $25, people. Really, give me $250 if you really want to know. $2,500 when I go into my seminar and try to tell you what's here already. See, you know it, and it is here already, babes. The words are only an aftermath, a math after the words. And now what I'm talking about is like the crap that you see written down, this kind of throwing it at you, saying, like channel. Well, there's many different meanings to that, but the ultimate meaning would, it's important to know that you can be a channel. If you're not careful, the government can take you and program you with your programmer ability, perhaps. And it's weird how, like, say now with your narcissist, you can't have a conversation with them. You wonder what they like to talk about. See, I'm just talking about the non-human faction now. They just need to wake up. They are. It's almost like they make sense out of the politics over there and religion and the public education. Fuck, what are we going to do with this? Their words are kind of used differently. I don't know, man. It's amazing. They don't. Everybody knows that narcissists don't really communicate at all. They just don't. It's strange, right? When you, as an empath, and who cares? Why did I get on the subject matter? Let's get rid of dwelling on them and get our own banking system open. They can have a robot society. That's what that is. And they really want us. They love their robots. But they really want you, which I don't know if you saw in my last video, babes. Not that I'm trying to start a club or anything, because it's here already. It's here already. See, I talked about the here already organization, which I need to make a better cover on my. See, this is, if I was trying to tell you guys, I'm skipping all around. But I'm going to refine right in front of your face, and I hope to not be distracted. Right now I'm going through, right now I'm in a swamp full of snakes, and toxic as hell. I mean, I'm just going to have to just let some waves of my clarity wash over it, really, my own clarity, and the waves of it kind of going through the emotions and all this shit just to wash away. And if anybody can relate with this, they probably can. It's kind of what's happening anyway in the air. There's a time to really look at this, and it can get really murky, but there's a healing time also. On my last video, I talked about it's a great time to play the lotto, and it's like, no, actually, it's a great time to do a higher learning mode of accessing our heart's real live scientific operations. And because that will get us back into not only the universe, but we're talking about, how to play this game and reality. See, my last video was trying to show you these words. And I don't know, just go on my playlist and look at what I'm doing. As far as it, I like this blue pen because it has the square top. So what I was going to post here, who knows? If I remember, it'll be a miracle. But no, I wanted to try to open this up into somebody's mind that social media is supposed to start an algorithmic play on it by a natural occurrence, but somebody has to be able to see the patterning of it. See, and it starts with our language now. What they try to tell us is that we have friends, right? We're accumulating friends on Facebook, and everybody can get really egoic about it and say, "Oh, friend, you don't have a friend unless you blah 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 all your life," or certain thing goes on, and we don't even meet each other, and we call ourselves friends. Well, hold on now. It's because now we have this arena that is getting more and more technological, and it does bring us all together. We have to be more technologically advanced if you really want to get not only into outer space, but which is not a big deal, babe. Just turn a camera on, and do you see that thing in front of you? There it is. Do you need a camera just to get engaged with your own fact that outer space is there? Whoa. How about Spaceballs, where I've done it 3 times so far because I've made thousands of videos here. And sometimes I'll, 3 times, I didn't know I was actually pressing record when I was actually trying to watch the video. And so I was watching the video in real time, and I was like, man, so for some reason I just sat here. But wait, what's going on? And it's so funny because you figure, oh, no, actually this is real time now. And okay. And so anyway, that's reality for you. Can you handle it? Well, a camera can. A narcissist can, because they're not even as selfless as a camera. I'm sorry, God. That's kind of weird to say. It's really strange to say, because the truth is if we didn't have self-awareness, we wouldn't be able to see what the cameras are shining. Even, you know, what I mean is we wouldn't have human beings here. We wouldn't have the human experience, let alone a condition developing now. See, we are very nil on the human experience because that's not just an obvious of using your eyes to see. There's a deeper thing that's happening here that's more interesting than all science fiction put together. And God, it's so deep. I wish I had my privacy more. My little bitty financing taken care of. See, I'm under the impression, and I'm pretty sure I'm like, God, you know what? I can't appear to be. And everybody needs to stop owning that they are just not enough, or that they keep looping in this bad trip where their finances crashes and you go up and down and up. That's something they have us on a full-on control grid once a month, if not once a week, right? People are getting just they're going by weekly, right, to pay and just getting along that way. Some people are doing by monthly, month to month, right? And that's because they're working for money and money isn't working for them. Now, I keep trying to talk about us content creators and the attention attractors. Who cares if you're a narcissist or not? It's the thing, but that's the problem. See, if that little girl over there is able to make $45 million just because of her looks, that's not a problem. The problem is, does she really think that money is hers? We have to get a wider range of ability to look at how the possibility is for us that we can live. Includes down to the very glue that we put our society together with. Everything. Like even literally and figuratively. Because if we became higher minded and started throwing back the energy, say the money, into a big hole that says you're free to do whatever you want. What's the problem? Why do you have to? So you think you have to cut corners and go and get the asphalt deal over there? No, that fucking company will be, whatever company it is, miserable as it is, because only misery loves company. You know, who's doing that shit to make us think that getting a deal means to get poisoned? Or even to say safe is to get poisoned, or to do any of this is to get poisoned. Really, where is the other team? Why can't they establish themselves? Here's how you do it. You have a typewriter. And there's two types to be found here on the plane. On this earth. Okay, you have two types. You have the capital lettering symbols. In fact, these are symbols, not letters. The A. I'm just going to do your basics now. A. I love that sound. A equals atoms. Well, no, just now you're going to do birds in the words with even the word atom, babes. If you're a human being, this is fun. At. At means here, right? Wherever it's at, it's there. What, there? Here. There is here, too. Uh-oh, you guys. Are we not having fun yet? Take it, get some non-GMO, fresh breath of oxygen. And don't mind, this look on my face can change really easily. Just send me $100, babes, and I'll say, phew. I thought I almost had to go back into looking into the most complex arena of narcissism, trauma bond, what else comes with it? Oh, the Stockholms. The Stockholms. Horrible. Love your master over there. Love your abuser. Love your fucking enslaver. Love your idiots. That's all it is, babes. It's like, what? If it was going to grow up into something other than this fucking loop of trying to grind your IQ down into nothing, then maybe it's worth our time to babysit the fuck out of it. But other than that, we're not getting paid enough, okay? Where it's at, we figured out that Atmo, see, that's not really a word, but atom is. See, there's atom sphere, maybe. There's atmosphere. See, the reason why you can change the atmo and atmosphere is because they put it together. What I mean is they crunch the two words together. Those are two words, by the way. Okay. I like to just keep doing birds and words. Okay, we have an at-o. Atmo, that's atoms, babes. Atom. It's just pointing at science. What's here? Did we find out what's here? Well, what is science? Okay, there's the I. You know the I is there. I'm telling you the small case I is the I. E. What is science? Is seen. Okay, you're going to see it or it's see. All right, that's what you have going. You have an opportunity. You have to. You see, otherwise it's fake science. If they keep you blinded in every way, shape, or form, especially your heart. Yep, 100% your heart, babes. We're talking about, all right, the third eye here. And I'm pretty sure that can be taken over by all kinds of shit. It's a fake light, you know. You don't want to get too weirded out. So atmosphere, sorry about this, is wrong. I will do it in front of us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your donation. I keep saying that because nothing has happened, but I want to alert you to the language. Donation, those are two words. Okay. They are. You know, you can see it as do nation. What do you think? Should we get a nation going? It probably hasn't happened yet. We just have a goddamn imprisonment where people are imagining a life to be. Okay, so let's do this. What's here? You know, at-o here. You know, but really, it's her. It's her. Okay, it's. You don't know what this means, but I could try and inform you how good it is to be the O. The O. Like to be an ower. Somebody who owes. That means you have something. You know, I have. See, the I have. Anyway, I'm glad it's kind of going this way. I was going to try to do the alphabet and everything, but you need to understand something. Okay, so see, boy, is it jumbled around. I'm sorry about that, but I am. There's many ways to try to tell you what I'm trying to do here. With Mars going backwards in Leo, it's trining my ascendant. Once it goes backwards and hits Cancer again, I hope you will remember me. I might actually do a lot better with my wordology or word journeying here because Mars will start to trine Neptune. There's a very huge Neptunian thing. Pardon me while I get my cat. She really, I was trying to tell you about how she goes into the black hole. Here she is. I love her so much, and pardon the interruption. And then the glare. Here's the atom. Babes, at oh, her and he. See, that means that God is there if you have an ower. An ower is a knower. Really, it's a knower. Gosh, we don't want to get too far out, slur too far off into left field there, but that's pretty much what's happened. Look at how good she is. She's a good little baby. But she probably wants to just try to go to sleep here. The words itself, we have a language here already they call it in plain view. What's in plain sight? It's trying to tell you something. You just need to learn how to pull the words apart and start looking at what these things mean. It's a game that they're allowing us to either ignore it or we can get right into it. And now, what game is that, Shauna? What are the main things that we use in the game? It's a video game. You're watching a video game right now, and you've been watching for 25 years they have social media, which is you're scrolling your video. You know, if you want to know what word is in the word video, it's kind of weird, you know, but the main thing is to see is that there's the word ID and there's the abbreviation ID there or IDO. It's hard to know really what that word really means, but if you start really pulling the words apart, sorry, my cat is doing this thing again, where she's going to the worst place out of all the room. That's the kind of cat she is. And it's like, all right, we've got a fucking glitch. She'll get busy with other things. And this is what needs to happen, babes, because they're going to start shuffling a lot of money around pertaining to this thing, and you're going to see there's a blank spot where language and coding or decoding comes up. They don't have a place for AI to go to help the human gosh dog being. If it was here in the language opening up, saying that if it was her and he with the R reverse rule, that's very real. That means to beware of the reptilian. Beware of that reptilian. See, you want to see if it's safe or not. There's always a reverse. See, this is where we're at. In the universe. See, it's so strange to look at these words that have the word C in it. Now, it's just all a matter of your sight. That's it. Your nerves. You see, there's science there that has the word C in it, and so does SphErE. SphErE has the word C in it. You can see that, right? Well, why is it? Well, because it's the truth. It's a very, very truth-oriented place that we're in, and the truth is the same for everybody. So if we see SphErE has the word C in it, it probably means that. Let me just capitalize the darn. This is how you are to use your imagination and start rationalizing. Okay. Why would the word SphErE have the word C in it? And then also here. And also he and her. Let alone that P, darn it. But see, when you see that PH together, we're talking about physical. Physical, right? I mean, that word has the word physical in it. It's interesting. Or a balance of some sort, like your physical, they call it pH. Balance, what do they mean by pH? Look it up. Think with us and start looking at it. When you start doing this, it just tells me that you can get on the same page with even shapes and sizes, geometry. SphErE is a very important geometric thing. Here it is, by the way. SphErE, right there in the middle of the atom. That's a symbol, though. It's a symbol of right there. That's the symbol of pi, or 8, or infinity, like the great recycler. It's a sacred freaking symbol, and that's what our English alphabet has all laced up in it, very much so, as well as just science, pure science. The A is I say atom. You see, we talked about how that it actually means air, and I talked about how what air is, right? When you do the R reverse, it's very important to know, because Rhea, we're talking about God is there now. We have the combination of that happening. It's kind of co-creation going on. If we have air, which is just, we're talking about outer space, really we're talking about atmosphere, where we are, this plane, beautiful, to know that we can turn on to it. See, you don't see real science unless your eye is on. And I don't think that there is anything else happening except for there is something that wants full control, and it can only do it for so long because it's kind of parasitical. You wouldn't believe how much is overlaying here. What I mean is like, well, there's a great intention, but then it's overlaid with, it's just shat upon, whatever it is. It's like, well, finally, now we get remote control lawnmowers and stuff like this that can maintain our whatever it is that we enslave people over, see, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, talk about it's just a suggestion. That's pretty much it, going all ways. And so, but no, we have a natural order of things, and we do have real science. It's possible to know. And I was just letting you know it's only the beginning. If I could catch my own balance, catch my own stability. See, but I say that it shouldn't be just my concern. Fighting up against another one that doesn't have that, they haven't really lived enough of the enlightened life to make a breakthrough anytime soon. See, now somebody else probably hear this and say, no, I can kind of see what you're saying, but no, you can't. No, not in this video. I have yet to talk about what I haven't talked about in this darn video is that your phone, if you haven't noticed, if you're somebody who has to use English dialect and you're listening to my language, trying to anyway, you should know this, that your phone is laced with this possibility that you need to know that you can make yourself known. See, this is the idea that I'm coming on to right now in front of your face. It's not an idea, it's a download. If we can start this art, okay, look at this, look at the start. There's art in there. Let's start this. They're going to be giving us a bunch of money. Now, it's not us. It's the warlords. The warlords, they keep trying to there's something that tries to keep helping us, right? Whether it's a channel, somebody like Tesla, or somebody that says, no, look like this, like this, like this, or just at least look at this and where did I get this? Because it's nothing new under the sun. We're not making any progress here, or if anything, we're going backwards, and it's getting really, really weird. It's getting cartoonish, and it's like, so what? As long as we stay in this dream, but what is the possibility for us other than having it like a living hell that everybody can't wait to get the hell out of because it's no fun. And it's like, that's not who even funds that? Now you look at the word funds, right? God. You know, the word funds. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, I would rather just, here, let's, good. Leave the word science there. That's the word science, by the way. Here's an I. Can't see it. Funds. Please. I mean, you don't even have to mess with anything. There it is. Fund. Fun. Tells you right there. What is worth giving money to? Well, does it make your heart go pitter-patter? Did it bring you joy? Can you feel just how it is to be alive? It's fucking ecstasy, man. We are having an organism. Now we're going to get some likes. This is your language, Hans. Come on. Now, we're having an organism on the earth here. That's all. See, your phone, it depends on who you are and how it is for you, but you'll see. When you start doing this, if you start now there's a way to know when to do it, but just start at the beginning and never ever capitalize a consonant at the beginning of each sentence. Only capitalize the vowels. Leave the I's down because the I, right here, the I, when it's down, out of all of the A, E, I must be lowered because why? It's in its divinity there. A, E, I, O, U, and you don't know that Y is actually a vowel either. It's questionable where it should be. But I think it should be at the end as far as how that's just the way that the alphabet is going. So that's important to know. You can know this. See, with the word is, you have a capital S there, but when you see a small I, that means it's awakened. Those are two capital letters, really, to make it in the capital. Really, as far as your money is concerned. See, if we start doing this, and we will, when you know that you can own your own central bank, but see, it's not you and you alone. See, it's we, babes. It's we. You're an organism here, and there's a potential. If you know the truth, if you see it, See, that's what science is drawing off of. Is real, is the truth, is the truth. From reality, and the word reality has the word Rhea. See, you just need to get it in your head that Rhea, that configuration, all of this is pointing at God. There's a way to just point back at God, the creator, and say it's the same for everybody, kind of a thing. And there's where that money is not owned by any one person, but us. Us. See, us is we, right? Us is we, and see, now, use, for us, use. We have to look out for this now, see, because what's going to happen and what will happen when we open a full-on, see, it's based in your having elevated, and there's going to be reform and mass destruction. Whether we know it like it or not, this must happen. It goes on like this. Over the next 20 years, could be only 8. I heard that Pluto was in Aquarius for only 8 years or something, but I think it's actually 20 because, I don't know, everybody keeps saying one thing, or I should just look at it in my book. Use, babes. Usage. See, you is there because that's what you are. You are being used. Now, only if you're doing it right. Otherwise you're being abused. There's where we want to say stop, and get our own language down. This fucking thing that you're looking at here, social media, all platforms. See, the more that they have segregated people off and into thinking about privacy and go on this app because I want to jack off here with you with this in conversation. Well, do you have WhatsApp or do you have blah blah? Or are you on? And it's like, well, I won't talk to you unless you do this. It's like, you know what? This was supposed to become more and more centralized, but how do we do it? You have to do it with, first of all, you get your language down. Just like this, though. You have to get your symbols down, really, but that's what it is. Your language can get funny. This is where we're having fun. It's really fun. I'm not even going to, yeah, right now it's like, I won't talk to, it's always been this way for me. I'm like, why would I have to talk to fucking all these people? Especially on social media, like on a private messaging with men. I have so many military men hanging off in the wings. I think half of them are, of course, they're fake. They could be, who knows who they are, you know what I mean? AI, who knows? It's just a big fucking waste of time. Unless they pay fucking me $25 to open up a chat, and I might give them something, but really, I would rather them get an astrological chart done. That's what I offer. I say, well, at least donate $25, or for $75, I'll open up your astrological chart. I'll compare it against mine, and I'll tell you exactly what you think you see here, and what may or may not be able to happen because I'm an astrologer. But give me a compatibility chart that you want to know. Why don't you get along with your brother so much, or why, or how is me and my wife getting along? And you already know, but when you look at it, you can say, babe, why do these people with so many squares get married and think they can live happily ever after? Why don't they pay attention? They don't even give a fuck. They don't even get along. They don't even have a good conversation together. A lot of people you'll see, they get together with just only because they have a Mercury trine Jupiter or a Jupiter trine. The Mercury Jupiter shows up a lot and it's like, oh, you guys are just business partners, that's all. Do you ever get away from each other? No, you don't even know what good friends now are. You're just kind of in this business together. Isn't that weird how I pull that up? Because we're talking about, can we knock that off and get our own banking system going based in centralized nervous systems? How about that? Look, your organism, hon, has nerves. Oops, I erased science. I can't erase science. Why? Because we're going to still get into the science of things. Take your fucking intellectual property back, which is at least your heart, okay? Heart, ear. Your ear is there, but we're talking about reversal of things. You can do Rhea. All right, Rhea. That's God, reality. Whenever you see it,
Whenever you see it, look, breast. Rhea is there, hon. Breast.
Don't mind beast.
Breast. Rhea is there. What else? Breath. God is there. See, you need to
Just reprogram yourself to know that, oh, our language is kind of fitted in with the facts.
You can just say, no, look here. See. Now, EA,
That's music. For me, I just like, well, what validation is any of this? Well, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that is music. And we use that, and, at least the E and the A is there. That's all I know. And so I haven't lied yet.
so anyway, no, I know that Rhea is God. Really, it's all pointing at God. But see,
The R lets us see reversal, like the fact of reverse. Now, I wanted to talk about your nerves.
N, okay, you just lowercase the N. E, R,
Lowercase the V.
and then put that, see why? Because you see this a lot. This is the universe too, has this word. Verse has this word in it. See, that could be the word verse right there. But we're just going to put the S up. Sorry. Nerves. We're going to put the S up. It's you're not just one nerve, you are a lot of nerves. And so that spells C or C in there. Really, you can do that because the R kind of suggests to look around there,
And that shows up. That shows up. See,
you're a human being organism. Your heart is hooked into that,
into reality. That's your nervous system. It's not really your mind. Your mind can hijack your nervous system. That's the one thing that's like here. It's like the main religion is, how about let's not do that? You know what I mean? That's the main religion. It's really like the main, like it's the, first of all, there's a philosophy that says, well, maybe this is happening. And it's like, no, it's not maybe. It's really happening, that the possibility of you not getting that down, like saying, well, no, you let experiences start to teach you, and not the experience of a mind trying to be more real than the experience itself. See what I'm saying? Because if a mind tries to, and that's where money comes in, and that's where all of the whole system, like the punishment reward system, comes in. It doesn't have to be money, really. It's actually just food. When you think about it, it's like, well, a lot of people, they're happy about the education system because at least their kid gets to have one meal a day. And they're all out there fucking struggling for food. It's like, babes, why aren't you planting your own foods anywhere at all? They're just sidetracking you way away from the fact that, well, you could be doing that out there while you're, instead of the custodian taking care of the lawn and the fucking arena of game playing, it should be a garden. Why are we being driven around like this? And it's like, well, can we just say time's out, stop, because money is sure driving that around, and get our own money. Did we get to the part of our central, the fact of how it needs to be centralized for everybody here, though? Everybody has access. See, and
this is the thing. What I was talking about is like how it's just the same as I mean, at least I'm getting it. If I get $33 trillion by that time, I don't care about the money or anything. I better learn some hobby and get interested in something like, what do I really like to do? Well, of course I'm going to go and I like flying planes. I've flown one before, and I think they're safer than cars. I think it's just a high-minded thing to do. Just say, well, actually, I fly my Cessna. I have a Cessna license. If you have enough money, you're flying across town, and you're touching down, and then you're renting a car and going to have breakfast over there somewhere or whatever. Meet your friend and see. I hate to sound like a materialist, but no, that's a pilot for you. That's somebody who had enough money to do with what they wanted to do. See, that's what's going to happen if we have that system together. What do you want to do? A lot of people will already be doing it. They will be known. It will be automatic by the time they're 16, because their schools will have all this stuff happening, gardening, tractoring, all of this stuff is going on. So to where when you get out, you have freedom to do that through the organization, which is us, just saying, no, we know what we have to do now. The main thing, see, it would have to be, babes, it's based, see, your nerves, you notice the instructions right here, man, it's like, you know, it's to have fun. There's where you're going to know that you're going to crush the enemy or whatever that has centralized itself as like a hidden hand, because you don't see it, them saying, don't you love us? No, because you've caused us a lot of disease and it's perpetuating, and look at the shit that's fucking mounting up now, which is really interesting because people keep trying to point at it, and they even start talking about, oh yeah, those corrupt this and that, you know, you can even hear Trump or somebody talking like that. That's how he gets his stupid red ass neck in there with every other redneck saying, yeah. And it's just another one bites the dust there, because will they figure this out? It's just time to have fun. The language is already here. Will they figure it out that the language is already here? You know, I'll talk about the already here organism, organization, but all A, of course, A rhymes with all and or frame or am. It's just, they're all the same pretty much. All, but let's spell already. R. It says reverse, baby. Okay, I'm going to put the R up. Why? Because I know what I'm looking for here. It's remarkable. Already. See, there's the word area. Already. You put the Y up. We have a space there. That Y is pretty much a statement in and of itself. That's a tool. That's what the way the vowels are. That's the way that the vowels are. When you just keep them up alone, they are pointing at flows of energy and structure and the way things, just the way it is. You know, like the I, the way it is that your I, you're involved with this science here. And, you know, being of God and or the truth, which is kind of nothing new here. This is, if you look at it, it's kind of elementary, but it's remarkable how most all are doing the backdrop of make sure we don't know nothing at all, just from one lifetime to the next or one life to the next. We're supposed to believe that through we're having experiences that we are learning, and it's like, no, you can learn from other people's experience, open it up, use your imagination correctly, based in that we have a safe place to be, which is outer space. Really, it's reality itself. It's really reality, which Rhea is right in there. Rhea already here. See, all area. Have you got into the area then you're in? Are you one of these people who keeps stubbing their toe on the same fucking edge of the coffee table, and you have the same injury on your shin? Some narcissists, right? It's like, you mean you keep repeating that one there? Karma. If you're a karmic being, you're probably stuck here. And that injury system over there that loves to prey on your fucking injuries is definitely there. I'm capitalizing on it all. Just one capital at the top and the rest drops. It was hard to see. I could now edit this and just kind of paste together my main point of trying to tell you. But try it on your phone. See, it'll be difficult at first because it's going to keep trying to change it. But what you have to do is you have to program your phone. You have to program it. You'll see that it says, do you want me to remember this? And you say yes, and it will remember it for you. Most of the time I do try to talk text on everything. Just I fill it in with a more intellectualized thing, like when I know you're trying to read it, you know, not going ghetto. So, because there's a reason for reading. It's a whole different realm. Most people don't really remember that. They don't have anybody around them to remind them that no, you should stick to, especially if you're going to talk with each other from a long distance, writing. You know, you should write to each other as much as possible, and because then you're going to think about what you need to say. See, unfortunately, the fake system over there is taking over our writings, so that we can do fake documents and the 1, 2, 3, 4 and sign here, and because nobody's going like this and having fun yet. It's like, really, are we having fun yet? And I am sick and tired of the population out there that they are having fun in a very illusory way. It's deception, first of all, because they're like, what? What? You know, the narcissists who it's like they look so perfect out there, eating their cotton candy, standing at line Disneyland, you know. When you're dealing with constant fighting and battling and babbling with the narcissist realm, you know, which they don't make any fucking sense at all when you start actually listening to them, when you start actually thinking you're going to make a connection, like, come on, let's talk. And then you just remember why you don't want to hear them. Because it's like reading the menu at the fucking McDonald's. And then you're going to talk about the weather and then some boring shit that it's like, that's not even what's happening. How are you people really doing? If you want to play this video game, see, I would love to tell you, take another hour and a half or more to tell you the story. How I cracked the code on my iPhone. And it's not everybody's cup of tea, but then pretty soon you're going to see that you're involved in something way bigger than just whatever. Do people even think about what's happening here? Why is it that you've ended up with a camera in your hand that now somebody can feed you information, somebody like me who is hidden way up in the mountains, who has meditated for fucking 35 years, and it's like after a while I'm like, no, like this, and I leave a legacy wherever I go, meaning I figure something out, I max it out here to where the kids are like, no, that's the way you do it. And I'm just pointing it out here. Why? Because I started typing 10 years ago or 12 years ago, and I remember I thought, you know what, I've never typed so much in my entire life. And I've never read so many words in my entire life until I got on the internet 12 years ago. Would you believe that? I wasn't interested in it before. I mean, I read some books by amazing scholars like Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh and other really just right on time books that came to me, like some poetry that was meant to be, you know, that it helps you think further, just kind of remember what you have forgotten, or it awakens what is lying dormant in there, which is your heart's knowledge here. And but we do live in an arena of intelligence that is okay. If you want to talk about intellectual intelligence and properties and stuff, well, the English alphabet is trying to help us. The whole dialect and the history. See, there's very few people that can follow what I'm saying, but if we can. See, it's kind of white race oriented, and I'm not talking about racialism. I'm talking about outer space. If benevolence takes it over on all levels, black, yellow, white, red, see, that's why that every one of those has to learn the English alphabet and English language. I'm pretty sure it's because, babes, I'm like from the future trying to tell you this. It's going to come up. When Uranus goes into Gemini, there's going to be an explosion of communications. Not only like we're going to see how there's several different meanings and types according to what monetary and fucking fake science over there, but there's one in general that says, no, this is pointing at God. This is like how we are. It's not who. See, it'll fucking totally teach you all over again. It's here to bring ultimate salvation as far as what I'm pointing at with the English alphabet, and you really want to know how to look into it instead of thinking that you can't know. See, it's going to offer something to you about everything. About if you want to know about if there's aliens here. Like, if there's aliens here, look at what I just said. Now, is this the same video? If you want to know the real word in aliens, the sheep will tell you what they see. We don't see aliens, babe. We see lies. There's extraterrestrials here if you want to know what the word extraterrestrials, and we don't even have to get hocus pocus and mesmerizing on that. Just look up the word extra. Look up the word terrestrial. And then kind of ease yourself away from the hocus pocus of your theater over there. The smoke and mirrors like, oh, abracadabra, and you really don't even know what the fuck they said. You're just going to imagine it. Particularly if it's actually the truth, too. You can say water, and you're going to think you're getting wet. Look it up. I think terrestrial means Earth. Geo. Look, organism is here. Have fun. Geometry. 3 words. Geo means earth, and me. It doesn't have to be me. It might be suggesting that it's a very individual thing. Each and every one needs to switch over and stop capitalizing just at the top. Everybody's just going to have to switch over. You have a typewriter here. Now, what do you mean by typing? There's two types. There's a capital letter and there's a small letter. Is Shauna making this up? I hold the key. I hold the key. I know I do. And once I make the most, like, what do I have to do? Get that cherry and stick it on top and get a bow. And I know what I have to do as a master's piece. And when I do a master's piece, you, first of all, I'm trying to tell you right now, you can get involved right now and check out your phone, what it tries to do for you. You know, once you crack the code, you crack it by doing certain things. Find birds in the words, capitalize your vowels. It takes a concentration. Babe, we're talking about centralizing a banking system for the humane being. I'm on top of it right now, not only to alter our consciousness levels, to get elevated enough to understand that we don't own any of this. And once we figure that out, it's all ours. Well, what do you mean? Well, okay, I know that a lot of people don't like oranges, but there's some fruit that you like. Now, that could be all yours. I think water, everybody likes clean, fresh water. I'm pretty sure. You have to be really fucking sick to not want clean, fresh water. I mean, you're on your way out, baby, and I'm sorry. I love you, we love you, and thank you for your volunteering and donation and everything, but we have to set you aside because we're looking at what keeps us healthy as a collective. The organism is here. We are one together. Or not. See, this is the thing, is that there might be something that doesn't need fresh water, but why do we have to fuck with their banking system? And why do we have to even trust that our money is doing anything for them? Fucking, why can't we just have your world full of water, and we can have our reprogrammed water, by the way, of just really all it takes is you elevating your consciousness. Your geometry is different. I mean, just all around you. See, geometry, try. Give it a shot. Whoops, I don't mean give it a shot, literally. Good God, you guys. Stop being a junkie out there. And don't trust the medical system so much. Not really, babes. Try. See, I like that the word try, sorry I'm yelling, is actually 3. You know, if you want to look at try. There's the I. See, that's the trinary processor. Trinary processor is one whose heart is beating information into the mind rather than the mind just trying to take over the heart. And if you can imagine the mind taking over the heart, like transferring information to the heart, there's where you get some pretty heavy duty anxiety, which I'm not free of anxiety, right? Of that transference that's going the opposite way. It's like kind of reverse. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why do I have to think that this is just my responsibility? Not even my house taxes are just my responsibility. Babes, we all could be paying into a system daily. If you're a content creator, that is. See, I'm under the impression that every once in a while when I do a damned video, I can get 300 and some odd likes. See, but this is the thing. We have to start this trend, and it has to happen through communications. Keep talking about the possibility, and you're not going to like it unless the possibility is there for you. And of course, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a central bank that is going to relieve you of so much that it's going to make you uncomfortable, probably because you're going to be free to do whatever you want. Uh-oh. A lot of people don't like that word of even freedom, because now check this out. I mean, really, that's when we should have it all hooked in electronically. That if whenever somebody just sketches out at the word freedom, lock them up. Lock them up. Let's find out why. What would they do if they were so-called free? Really, freedom is responsible, babes. That's, if you want to know what freedom really
is, if you want to know the better word for it, it's complete responsibility. So that would be to manage your own self, like your own intelligence. You sit there on your own. That's where a lot of people, they have this chance to go on their own. Narcissists don't like it. Like they're on their own, and at any time or shape or form, they do not want to. It can get to the point where relationships puts them in that corner of like, oh no, it's me here, and it's just I'm on my own. Yes. Well, they're off running. They're going to run away. There's where they are, chugging away at the Ferris wheel grounds over there. 24 hours a day, they can chug away. And it's like, babes, screw your masking yourselves in workaholism. You are avoiding a lot within yourself, and people do that to the very end. It's almost like, thank you for your sacrifice, but no. Generations upon generations are churning away with just living and dying on poisons because Humdinger over there can't seem to fucking slow down. And figure out, what do we really want to do here? See, if we become meditators and really find out what to do here instead of thinking that we don't know what to do here, I say we would have way less of the look of like, say, the bread lines overfilling, like people just standing in line because they need assistance financially, right? Especially food, right? I mean, you just won't. It won't be such a thing as all of this phony help services. It would be just more like, what happened to you? Did you forget how to meditate? And it's like, no. I just got crammed here, butted up against, like, we're packed up like sardines, and it's imprisonment. Why did that happen? Why does anybody look at each other and say, now, isn't this beautiful because we're on the same page? People don't even think that that's fucking possible. Because why? Oh, we have our differences. Well, of course you do, but do you consider reality in? Do you factor reality in? And then, so who are the people in your neighborhood? There's where we have environmental concerns expanding. It seems like, well, don't you want to keep some of the waterways clean and pristine? And don't you think it would be ideal to have a certain kind of people doing, hey, let's geometry. I think the organism is, you just open your own central banking through changing the language, the way it looks here. Start playing with it. Have fun. That's when you know that the human being has arrived and they want their own system now. Write your own constitution. Yes. That wasn't human beings who wrote the Constitution for whatever reason nations can see that this has happened, where it's like, no, okay, now it's time to do a Constitution. Whose Constitution was that? Somebody who calls themselves we the people. Us? We are we the sheeple. You bet. Don't be afraid. It's just the organism we're talking about. Come on. I was talking about the sheep. The sheep. This is our gang. Come on. Buff up, man. Buff up. Yeah. No, I'm part of the sheep. He sheep. I don't know what you guys need to brainwash yourselves back away from how that you think that being a sheep is bad. You think being a sheep is bad. What about them wolves?